everyone, welcome to the English drill. In this video, we are going to discuss some common grammatical errors and other do's and don'ts. The most common grammatical error that students make is, let me give you an example, one should keep his promise, or one should not go out of his way to help others. Now let me tell you why this is wrong. To many of you, it might seem like there's nothing wrong in this sentence. But there's a major mistake here, and let me point that out. Whenever you are starting a sentence or using the word one in a sentence as a subject, you should write it this way. One should keep one's promise, not one should keep his or her promise. No, that's very, very wrong. One should keep one's promises. One should not go out of one's way to help others. This is right. You cannot write one should keep his promise or one should not go out of his way to help others. That is very, very wrong. So the right sentence example would be, one should not praise oneself. Another mistake, a very common mistake that students make is in the usage of verbs. I didn't knew it. She didn't went to school. These are very, very wrong. You can never use a past tense after didn't. I didn't know it. She didn't go to school. That is right. But if you write I didn't knew it or she didn't went to school, you're placing a past tense, a verb in past tense after didn't, and that is very, very wrong. This is a very common mistake. Students make this mistake not only while writing but also while speaking. Please avoid this major grammatical mistake. I didn't know it. She didn't go to school. There's another mistake that students make. I hadn't went there. No, with had, has, have, you always use past participle, never past tense. Whenever you have the words have, has, had, you use the past participle after it, not the past tense. So, I hadn't gone to school, not went. I hadn't gone to school. There's another mistake. He don't know how to play. What's the mistake here? You cannot use the word don't after he. He doesn't know how to play. She doesn't know how to play. But they don't know how to play. They don't know why they went there. So you can use don't with they with a plural form of the subject. The girls don't know how to solve that mathematical equation. The boys don't know how to play football, but never he don't know how to play or she don't know how to write. No, he doesn't know how to play, she doesn't know how to write, but they don't know how to play. That's perfectly all right. Another common mistake is I and my friends love football. Or I and my parents went for a vacation. Now what is wrong here? You cannot write I and my friends or I and my parents. It's always my friends and I love football. My parents and I went for a vacation. I comes after, not before. So, I and my friends love football is very, very wrong. My friends and I love football. That's okay. I and you will go there. Again, that's wrong. That's a major mistake. You and I will go there. That's right. Students often get confused about whether to use beside or besides. Let me tell you, beside means next to. She sat beside me, meaning she sat next to me. But the word besides means in addition to. Besides a bike, he owns a car, meaning in addition to owning a bike, he owns a car, which basically means he owns both a bike and a car. There are also mistakes that students usually make when it comes to singular and plural. Like suppose the singular ox, the students make a mistake, they write oxes as its plural, as the plural of singular ox. It's never oxes, it's oxen. The plural form of the word ox is oxen, not oxes. Similarly, students also write children's instead of children. Children itself is plural. Child is singular. Children is plural. So you cannot write children's. The word children's doesn't exist. You have to write children. Child is singular. Children is plural. Similarly, the word sheep, it doesn't change when you turn it to plural form. Sheep remains the same. One sheep, many sheep. One deer, many deer. Information, once again, the word information is correct for both singular and plural. If you write informations, that's very, very wrong. Just like sheep and deer, they do not change. Information too does not change. The singular form and the plural form remain the same. Luggages, baggages, furnitures, these are all mistakes. These are all wrong. It's always luggage, baggage, furniture. Their singular and plural form are the same. Students also make mistakes when it comes to the has-have usage. The police has come. It's wrong. The police is plural. The police have come. It's plural, just like they have come. They have come to watch the match. Similarly, the police have come, never has come before, because police is not singular, it's plural. However, the word policeman or police officer, that's singular. So if you are writing the police officer, you have to follow it with has. The police officer has come. My spectacles has broken. Once again, that's a major mistake. Spectacles is plural. My spectacles have broken. Never has broken. Always remember words like spectacles, trousers, scissors, pants, they are considered to be plural. They might be one object, but they are considered to be plural. So you have to follow these words with have or are. My spectacles have broken. My spectacles are broken. Always consider them to be plural, just like you would consider they or them to be plural. Moving on to the next point, the next major error that students make is when it comes to subject-verb agreement. Let me give you some examples. Number 1, neither of my sums dash correct. Now students, most of the students would write are correct. But that is very, very wrong. Just because you have the word sums, which is plural, you cannot write are correct. Neither means not any. So, neither of my sums means not even one of my sums. Not even one of my sums is correct. Neither of my friends dash invited. Neither of my friends, students would write are invited because you have the word friends here. But no, that's once again very, very wrong. Neither of my friends is invited. That is correct. Let me give you another example. Each and every house dash been painted. What's the right word that you should use here? Is it has or is it have? Each and every house has been painted, not have. Many students write have because they think each and every house means a lot of houses have been painted. But that's very, very wrong. It's clearly mentioning each and every house. Each, it means one. So, has been painted. Another example would be he as well as his family dash come to the reception. As well as sentences are tricky when it comes to subject-verb agreement. But this sentence, remember, it has two subjects. He, number 1, his family, number 2, two subjects. Whenever you have an as well as sentence, the verb always agrees with the first subject. So, he has come to the reception. That's how you would write it. When you have as well as, you write it similarly. He as well as his family has come to the reception because the verb agrees with the first subject, that is he. So just like you would write he has come to the reception, even though you have his family here, it's there as the second subject. But in as well as sentences, the verb always agrees with the first subject, that is he. So, he as well as his family has come to the reception. Another example would be the flock of sheep dashed grazing. The flock of sheep, which means many sheep. So naturally, the students, they get confused and they write are grazing. But flock is a collective noun. The sheep, they are being considered as one unit. So you have the word flock here. So it's going to be singular. The flock of sheep is grazing. You're talking about the flock here. The flock of sheep is grazing. Moving on to the three forms of verbs. Present, past, past participle. Now many students do not know the past participle form of certain words. So a few examples of such words would be run, ran, run. Students write run, ran, ran. He has ran 5 miles. That's very wrong. He has run 5 miles because the past participle form of run is run. Run, ran, run. Similarly, become, became, become. He has become the Prime Minister of the country, not he has became the Prime Minister of the country. That's very wrong. So, a few words which have the same form, be it present, past or past participle, are hurt. Hurt, hurt, hurt. It doesn't change. Fit, fit, fit. It doesn't change. Cut, cut, cut. Put, put, put. Cost, cost, cost. Hit, hit, hit. You cannot write costed or hitted. He hitted me. No, that's very wrong. He has hitted me. That's also wrong. Because these words, they may have 3 forms, but they do not change. They never change. The dress fit me well. The mobile cost me 10,000 rupees. Never fitted, never costed, never hurted. He hurted me. That's very wrong. He cut the apples yesterday. He has cut all these apples. It does not change. Now let me talk about some very common and most glaring spelling errors that students make. These are the kind of spelling mistakes that you shouldn't be making in the senior section. This is something that you should have learnt very well in the junior section. But students still tend to make these mistakes, which is why I'm going to talk about certain spellings that you absolutely must remember and be careful about when you're writing an essay. Do not make these mistakes. For example, receive. Many students write it as R-E-C-I-E-V-E. That's wrong. The right spelling of receive is R-E-C-E-I-V-E. But achieve is A-C-H-I-E-V-E. That is achieve. But receive is always spelled as R-E-C-E-I-V-E. Another common spelling error is occasion, the spelling of occasion. Occasion has 2 C's and 1 S. O-C-C-A-S-I-O-N. Not 1 C and 2 S. That's very wrong. Another spelling is portray. Students spell it as P-O-T-R-A-Y. Again, that's wrong. It's portray. The word is portray. There's an R after O. P-O-R-T-R-A-Y. Another spelling, and this is also a very common spelling mistake, is accommodation. A-C-C-O-M-M-O-D-A-T-I-O-N. Double C, double M. Most students either write one C or one M. That's very, very wrong. Double C, double M for accommodation. Another mistake would be acquire. Instead of writing A-Q-U-I-R-E, which is very, very, very wrong, the correct spelling of acquire is A followed by a C. A-C-Q-U-I-R-E. Acquire. Another very common spelling mistake, and this is really, really surprising why students make this mistake at all. It's the spelling of writing. W-R-I-T-I-N-G. That's the spelling of writing. I don't know why many students write it as W-R-I-T-T-I-N-G. Why? That's absolutely wrong. Writing only has one single T. W-R-I-T-I-N-G, not W-R-I-T-T-I-N-G. Please do not make that mistake. Please. That is a very, very silly mistake. You should not be making such mistakes in the senior section. Another spelling mistake is the spelling of herd. H-E-A-R-D, herd. That's the right spelling. But students write it as H-E-A-R-E-D, heard. No, that's wrong. The word is heard. H-E-A-R-D. It's as simple as that. Another spelling mistake that students make is in the spelling of judgmental. They write it as J-U-D-G-E, judge, and then mental, M-E-N-T-A-L. That is also very, very wrong. The right spelling of judgmental is J-U-D-G-M-E-N-T-A-L. So that is the spelling of judgmental. You do not have to write the complete word judge and then mental. No, just J-U-D-G and then mental, M-E-N-T-A-L. Another spelling mistake is enmity. Students write it as enmity. That's again very, very wrong. E-N-E-M-I-T-Y. No, that's wrong. It's not enmity. The word is enmity. E-N-M-I-T-Y. Enmity. Another word with a really confusing spelling, which even I used to make a mistake when I was in school, that is separate. Now this word is spelled as S-E-P-A-R-A-T-E. Separate, not separate. S-E-P-E is wrong. You have to write it as S-E-P-A. Separate. So these spellings are very, very important. A lot of students make mistakes while writing these spellings. Keep these spelling mistakes in mind and do not repeat them. They are very, very important, and for each spelling mistake that you make when you're writing an essay, you keep losing half a mark. So if you make, suppose say 10 spelling mistakes in your essay, then you lose 5 marks there, which you cannot afford to. So be very, very careful. The next point is write short sentences. Always write short but grammatically correct sentences. Do not write long-winded sentences that never end. Do not keep joining your sentences using and or other conjunctions. Use conjunctions wherever necessary, but do not keep compounding too many ideas together as one sentence using conjunctions over and over again. You lose marks if you do that because you have marks on your sentence construction as well. Break up your sentences into short, grammatically correct, meaningful sentences. There's another point that you have to remember, and that is you should never break up words. Suppose you have a big word at the end of a line. Suppose say a word like refreshment, and you have space for only refresh. You can only write refresh. So what you do, you write refresh, then you put a small dash, a hyphen, and then in the next line, at the beginning of next line, you write meant. That's very, very unacceptable. Do not do that. If you have to write a big word, write the entire word in the next line. Do not break up words like this. If you have a big word at the end of a line, play safe, write the entire word in the next line. Do not break up words. It's not very good when you're writing an essay, at least for your ICSE exams. The next point is pay special attention to your handwriting. And this is perhaps the most important point, because no matter how good your essay is, if the examiner cannot read a single line properly, if the examiner cannot decipher what you've written, then obviously you're not going to get good marks. And it creates a very, very negative impression in the mind of your examiner. Your handwriting should be clear, legible. Your presentation should be very, very neat. Leave enough space between two words, at least one finger space between two consecutive words. And try to leave a line after each paragraph. It makes your essay look very neat. Do not scribble. In case you've made a mistake, strike it through with one single line. Do not scribble on your paper. A neat handwriting, a good presentation creates a very strong impression in the mind of your examiner. You should make your examiner's work easy while your examiner is correcting your paper. So, the more legible your handwriting is, the more marks you're going to get. That's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something new out of it. See you in the next video.